All right. Want to welcome everybody to the first ever podcast of the Brian Harder Experience. And I'm excited today to have my first guest, and I want to tell you a little bit about him. In our very first episode of the Brian Harder Experience, the only podcast where the host and the guest share the same face, the same wardrobe, and the same fear of accidentally going live. I'm your host, Brian Harder, 64-year-old retired mailman and YouTuber in training wheels. ChatGPT helped me with this. Today we're talking to someone truly special, incredibly special, a man with 0 subscribers, but an unlimited determination. Well, Brian, welcome to the show. Well, thanks for having me, Brian. Let's start with the... wait a second. Wow, this will be quick. Let's start with the obvious. Why on earth does a retired mailman decide to start a YouTube channel? Well, Brian, after 28 years of walking door to door as a rural carrier, I decided to try to do something a little less physically demanding. Do you mind if I take a sip of coffee, Brian? No, go right ahead. Should be nice if I had a little Bailey's in there, Brian. Jamie, go get some Baileys for Brian. Why did you start a YouTube channel? Good question, Brian. Maybe my computer screen for 12 hours. Okay, well, anyway, Brian, I'm glad you asked the question. I had to get my ass off the recliner, away from political TV crapola. It just wasn't very healthy, and I had to do something different. So, of course, a YouTube channel is what everyone should start. So is this your version, Brian, of a midlife crisis? Midlife? This is more like a bonus level. I skipped the Corvette, the Harley Davidson, and went straight to talking to my iPhone camera. Bold move, Brian. YouTube's full of young kids who'll tell you you don't stand a chance on YouTube. I've heard that, Brian. But this 64-year-old retired mailman says, bullshit. I'm competitive, and I'll show you, you little son of a gun, that I can make this YouTube thing work. Well, obviously there's some challenges for a mailman who doesn't know anything. I don't know one mailman who's not a moron. But of course, Brian, I don't think put you in that category. Segment 1, from mailboxes to microphones. Okay, we did a good job in segment 1. Do you need to use a restroom, Brian, or get some Baileys? Would you like a cigar? Joe, I would be interested in that Baileys. Brian, I would be interested in that Baileys. And also, if you had a cigar or maybe something else to help lighten the mood. I've been a little bit stressed and nervous about meeting you today. So if you had a little something, that would be super. Got whatever you... I got whatever you need, Brian. Okay. And we're back. I noticed, Joe, that you have 2 cameras because you forgot to start the 3rd camera. Is that going to complicate things today with your first podcast? Do we have to start this all over? Because I really don't want to. Have you ever tried to sync 3 cameras before? Have you ever tried to sync 3 cameras before? I once synced Christmas lights to Kenny G. This was harder. No pun intended. What editing software are you using, Brian? Whatever came with the laptop. Actually, I'm using CapCut, but for the most part, I've done very little editing because it terrifies me. Okay, let's get back to the host. Sorry, Brian, I'm not listening all that well. Any camera setup tips for folks my age? Yeah. Put a little sticky note next to all the buttons saying what it does, and then hope that your cat doesn't walk across those and all the sticky notes disappear. Also, make sure your tripod is up high enough so you just have to reach it and touch it with your finger, because trying to get those fancy shots down low can get a little tricky. What do you say we take a quick break, Brian, and we'll be back after we use a trip to the restroom. That sounds wonderful, Brian. Okay, and now we're back. Segment 3. Did you ever feel like you were too old to start a YouTube channel? Funny you should ask, Brian. Everyone told me I was too old to start a YouTube channel. Love my kids to death, but there isn't one of them that didn't sort of laugh and smile and think that what I was doing was a little bit stupid. Well, Brian, I think they're going to be amazed to see that you made it onto my podcast. Remind them after they watch this podcast that you weren't so stupid, Brian. I think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. Coming from you, Brian, that means a lot. I needed a boost of confidence, and so I did try to educate myself a little bit before starting it. And I did purchase a couple books, which I haven't really read yet, but I purchased this book right here, Joe, Video Podcasting Made Easy, so that one day I could be a podcaster like yourself. And I also bought this book, YouTube Secrets, and so far I don't know if they've done me any good. The book is good, but I don't know that they've done me any good. Brian, have you ever thought of finally posting one to the public so you can get some feedback and some comments? It's funny you should ask, Brian. I'm at a point in time right now where I think it's time to post these earlier ones. So maybe then I could get a subscriber. Because as of right now, the analytics has me at 0 subscribers. That's why I'm really appreciative that you recognize the talents that I have that are going to make this YouTube thing just boom. Well, now's a good time to tell us, Brian, what is your content niche? Well, I'm just checking my notes to see what my niche is. Well, Brian, I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'd like to share it with you here, but the niche is just going to have to wait. I want to present that to my fan base at a later date. I understand, Brian. I once dabbled with a little YouTube myself, and I can't imagine what it'd be like being a mailman, retired mailman, and have absolutely 64 years of life's experiences and not have one niche. That's tough. I'm really excited to hear what you come up with your niche. So Brian, do you have any advice for YouTube creators over 60 years of age? I mean, what the heck were you thinking starting a YouTube channel at your age and a mailman, retired mailman to boot? Well, Brian, I'm not sure what I was thinking. As you could see, what I've done so far, but now that I've honed in on everything, took some time, a lot of work, effort, and energy to get the lighting right, the audio right, the camera equipment right. We're just on the verge of exploding. If someone says to you you're too old to do YouTube, what's your response? Well, I usually flip. Can we say those things on air, Brian? Anyway, I hope they all keep saying I'm too old. Well, you are my first guest, and this is a podcast that I don't know if it makes air or not, but we're glad you showed up. I wish you the best of luck in your YouTube journey, Brian, but right now, I think there's a good chance it goes nowhere soon. Well, that's what I like about you, Brian. You're blunt, honest, and to the point. But if I ever get a chance to play you in pickleball, I'm going to kick your... Brian, I still don't know if I can swear, cuss, or not, but hey, thank you for allowing me to be your first guest. Anytime, Brian, and we'd like to have you back again, because I'm sure there's more things that we could share. And on that note, thank you for joining the Brian Harder experience. Off and off.